It is a dark night. The rain is pounding on the roof as if the sky wants to fall to the ground. The thunder is so loud that it seems to be tearing the world in half. Lightning illuminates and then hides an old wooden house on the outskirts of the village. The lonely silhouette in the window is me, Andri. I moved here a week ago. I wanted peace, to get away from the city, people, news. I bought the house for a surprisingly low price. I even thought it was a gift. The neighbors in the village looked at me sympathetically, but kept quiet. One old man whispered, "Not all walls are silent, especially in the rain." I smiled, but something inside me began to worry even then. Something elusive. The smell of dampness, the echo of footsteps when you are alone. In the first days, the storm did not subside. It was as if the sky was stuck in an endless cycle of anger. The roof leaked from the rain, the walls creaked. I heated the kettle and wrote texts to order, the romance of loneliness. And then, it rang. The old floppy phone in the living room. I didn't pick it up. There was no need. But it rang, loudly, shrilly, as if it was screaming. I went over, confused. The receiver was cold. I picked it up. Silence. But the next moment, there was a whisper. "You weren't supposed to come." I abruptly hung up the phone. I thought it was a prank. But the phone rang again, and again. The third time it was a child's voice. "Uncle, help me find my mom." My body was covered with ants. The nights became different. I began to explore the house. I found old photos, a family, a man, a woman, a boy, a portrait on the wall. All three were slightly blurred, as if erased by time. I went to the village library. There was a yellowed newspaper there. The headline, "Mysterious Disappearance of a Family During a Storm. Without a Trace?" I learned from the article. This family lived in my house 20 years ago. During a terrible storm, they just disappeared. There was dinner on the table, the TV was on, but there were no people. The phone, as journalists wrote, rang for 3 days in a row. I returned home. My head was foggy. Am I imagining this? Or maybe it was real? That night I decided to leave the recorder by the phone. In the morning I listened to the recording. Voices. Quiet. Whispering. Barely audible. "Now he's here. Don't let him back in. He must stay." I started to get scared. I began to see silhouettes in the mirrors, dark shapes that disappear when you turn your head, whispering in the dark, shadows with no light source. And then, a mirror in the attic, old and cracked. I looked into it, and my reflection did not respond to me. It was moving on its own. Behind me was a child holding a woman's hand. I turned around. No one was there. A new storm began. The phone rang again. This time I picked up the phone in despair. "Now it's your turn," said a voice that sounded both like mine and not mine. The lights went out. The whole house froze. The rain intensified as if it sensed my fear. I heard footsteps in the attic, in the hallway, in the basement. They were everywhere. The voices were getting louder. The walls seemed to breathe. I wanted to escape. The doors were locked. The windows would not open. The house was holding me. I screamed, but the sound of my voice was swallowed up by silence. I realized that I was not alone. I was next. I sat down by the phone. I waited, and I heard a familiar voice. "Hello? This is Andri. I just bought this house." I heard myself. The moment when I first picked up the phone, the loop closed. I am a part of this house.